Hello everyone. Okay, so super exciting vlog today. I'm going to see Marieskincare. She does all of my skin. I'll put my transformation photos on here, but I'm not kidding you. Like, if you followed me for a while on Instagram, you know my whole skin story. You might have followed me actually when I had terrible acne, and I have done everything. Like, I've been seeing a dermatologist since I was in 7th grade. Nothing ever worked. Like, I went on so many different pills. Like, I went on Accutane, it didn't work. Like, so many dermatologists, no one could fix my skin. Like, I was literally hopeless. And then when I moved to Arizona, I reached out to Marie to collaborate with her, and little did I know that she would completely clear my skin, get rid of most of my scarring, and just like change my skin game in the course of, I mean, she changed my skin within less than a year, but I've been seeing her for a little over 2 years now, and it's just like been the best decision I ever made for my skin. So anyways, I'm super excited to introduce you guys to her and just share her knowledge a little bit. She is seriously so knowledgeable. So I told you guys to send in questions on Instagram if you had anything, whether it's about your skin or just typical like skin questions, products she recommends, treatments she recommends. Listen to her. I'm telling you this right now. Please listen to her, because I'm telling you, from one person to another, just being real, no one could fix my skin until I met Marie. Like, she is a genius. She's been doing this forever and she knows her freaking stuff. So with all that being said, we're gonna get started with the skin video. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hey everyone, we have Marie here. So do you just want to introduce yourself?
I do. So my name is Marie. My IG handle is Marieskincare, so you might have seen me there. I'm a licensed esthetician and laser technician. I work for 3 plastic surgeons we have here in the practice, and I've been working alongside plastic surgeons for 17, almost 18 years now. And I specialize in medical skincare, as you probably
yes.
See Nicole's journey. I personally deal with acne and have my whole life, so acne is kind of near and dear to me. I love treating it, and usually we have pretty good success rates. So
yeah, totally. I told them a little bit before, just like my story, and coming to you too, and like I'm gonna show them those before and after pictures that you took the other day. They were crazy. Even Brandon came up to me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen how much your skin's changed?" I'm like, "I know." Okay, so anyways, we're gonna be picking, there was a lot of questions, but we're gonna be picking some of the most popular ones and ones that, you know, she thinks would be really good to answer. So let's see here, and
I do try to have a lot of informative posts on my page, so if your question did not get answered, feel free to head over to my page or my blog, and you can probably find it answered there somewhere.
Okay, so do you see any like on here first?
So here is a really good question actually. Which laser is best for textured acne scars? So acne scars are super common. Some people will scar from acne, some will not. If you're someone that scars from acne, it can really be difficult to get rid of those scarring. Until now, the only approach has really been chemical peels or laser. However, as of recently, microneedling has really taken over to just pop those scars out. If they're not too deep, microneedling alone does the trick. If they're a little bit deeper, like the rolling scars that are just really deep in the dermis, then we do a mix of microneedling with Sculptra, which is an injection to help stimulate the collagen. So that really is the best way to treat acne scarring. I'm actually doing a gentleman right after you. We're gonna do that because it's really super effective. So I would almost scratch any laser or chemical peel for acne, like true acne scarring, kind of like what you had.
Totally.
Once we cleared up the acne.
Yeah.
Microneedling is really, really great for that. So that would definitely be the go-to one.
Okay, next question.
So I'm seeing a lot of questions about pigment. Here, dark pigmentation under the cheekbones. Pigmentation is really common. Cheeks, upper lip, I mean pretty much everywhere, forehead. It can either be sunspots or it can be patches, which is melasma. So the first important thing to do is to identify what kind of pigment you have. Do you have sun damage, sunspots, or do you have melasma? Melasma is usually triggered by hormones, heat, and is usually more genetic. Once you determine what kind of pigment you have, then you can determine how to best treat it. If it's melasma, you really need to go in with a lightening cream. You would definitely not want to do any kind of laser. Some peels can help. Some microneedling treatments can help. However, if you have more like sun spots from sun damage, IPL is a really great option.
Oh yeah, I like IPL. Yeah, it's a good one.
So pigment should be fairly easy to lighten, unless it's melasma, that can be a little bit tougher. But that you really want to work with somebody. Make sure you have an esthetician that can help you. You have pigmentation. Yeah. Okay, so here's another question. Best products and methods for cystic hormonal acne, specifically in the chin area. So breakouts, perioral, are super, super common, and most of the time they are from hormones. On occasion it can be from food sensitivities, which you have experienced
for sure.
yourself.
Eggs.
Yeah, eggs. She's an egg girl. I
can't eat eggs anymore.
Cannot eat an egg. But usually it's hormonal, and I mean this can present itself 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s women will still break out.
Insane.
Yeah. So a couple of things, always kind of check your hormones, make sure that you're in a good spot when it comes to birth controls or anything like that. Secondly, for the chin perioral area, anything benzoyl peroxide really, really helps. I usually recommend a benzoyl peroxide leave-on versus a wash, but those are really great for those areas. They really help to just reduce the inflammation. If topical products aren't working, you may want to look into spironolactone. Spironolactone
I remember you told me about that.
Is great for adult female acne. So sometimes when that area just doesn't want to clear up, you need to take a little something to kind of help.
Yeah.
So that's a common question.
I know that I even like just got off birth. I don't know. Did I tell you I got off birth control like a month ago? I feel like maybe that's why
well, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, so. No, it's like it's been fine, but I had a few. I was like, I wonder if it's just like the hormones.
Oh yeah, most likely. And definitely, actually, that's a good segue. If you're going to get off birth control, you have to give yourself at least 6 months, even up to a year, to really let everything cycle through.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
It can be a bumpy road for some gals too. Some do fine, and then others really kind of. But
yeah,
give yourself
I guess
a little time. I'll be there for you. Don't worry. You're on such great product, and your skin now is just a well-oiled machine.
It really is. Because of you.
You'll do fine. This is a really great question because obviously this is going to pertain to a lot of you. How would I go about finding a Marie in my area to help me with my skin? So there's only so much that we can help with. Truly over the internet. Sometimes you do really have to work with someone. The best way to find a medical esthetician or someone that is going to have more experience and be able to correct the skin more is to find someone who is in a medical office. So someone that's either working for a plastic surgeon or dermatologist. Those are truly going to be your best providers for correction. You can also go on the Zio Skin Health website or the Skin Better website and go to find a provider or physician locator. I don't know how they have it right now. But if they're carrying one of those lines, chances are they're going to be more corrective since those are the products we usually use to correct the skin. So that's a really great way to find a provider as well. Then I would always kind of double check their websites and their social media. And then that way you can kind of see their work and go from there.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a good one. Best vitamin C serum. I love this question because vitamin C serums are extremely hard to stabilize, which means that most vitamin C products on the market really aren't that great. And the reason they're not that great is because by the time you open the product and apply it to your skin, the product has oxidized so much that you're getting a very, very small percentage on your skin. And that's obviously an issue because you're not getting the effects of the vitamin C. And then most of the time you're spending quite a bit on a vitamin C serum, so you're kind of wasting your money. So it's really important to find a vitamin C serum that is stabilized properly. And the best way to do that is really to pick one from one of the top medical skincare lines. They're the ones that are gonna have all the clinicals, all the data, and us estheticians and the doctors we work for really want to see that data before they bring those lines in. So if we're carrying the product, then there's a really good chance that it's a really good product. With that being said, currently my favorite and I think the top vitamin C serum on the market is going to be the Skin Better Ultra Defense.
Oh, yeah.
It's vitamin C and E. It's really important when you have vitamin C that you have a vitamin E mixed in in order to stabilize it. And then the ultra has 17 additional antioxidants.
See, she knows her stuff. I take that too.
You love it. It's like vitamins for your skin. It's super, super important. It prevents free radical damage. So UV, pollution, stress, smoke, anything that just want to break down your skin cells, not your dead skin cells. Anything that wants to break down your skin cells, it will help to repair.
So, not to put you on the spot or anything,
no, go.
but I know a lot of people say like, okay, well, I can't afford, you know, the high-end medical grade products. Would you say like, what's another option? Or like, if they only could invest in a few products, what? Like, do you have any top products?
I do. You know, if you are very limited with your budget, and that's totally fine, and you can't always afford everything at all times in your life. The number one product, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say two. The two products that you wanna be on for healthy skin. So obviously number one is gonna be sunscreen. You wanna get sunscreen. I personally really like mineral sunscreens. I think they're much more tolerable and usually don't cause you know, any kind of like breakouts or acne issue. But you want sunscreen, and then you want a retinoid. Retinoid is very, very important because it's gonna stimulate your cell renewal. So what it does is it basically prevents the accumulation of dead, damaged skin cells on the surface, which cause all kinds of problems. And it stimulates collagen. It does everything. It's great for acne. It's great for wrinkles. It's great for pores. Every single one of my patients is on a retinoid.
Yeah, for sure.
It is just a non-negotiable. And you can buy a nice fancy one. You can get a prescription of Retin-A from your doctor, from like a derm. You can do over-the-counter. Different used to be prescription. It's now over-the-counter. It's adapalene. So it's a different kind of retinoid, but it's still the same thing. It'll still give you more or less the same effect, and that's super cheap. I think it's like $12. So there's always
things to do.
Yeah. And if a patient comes in and they're like, you know, I'm on a tight budget, I will definitely recommend that. Any way to make it work, but your retinoid is super important, in your sunscreen is super duper important. Vitamin C, honestly, don't buy one unless it's a good one. Wait to splurge, or just, I wouldn't even. It's one of those, you need to, because you're not really getting
what are you actually
you're not really getting it. So
that's
that's
cool.
kind of more
Very
of a sports worthy. So here's a question that I actually get asked here and there. Developing acne post-dermaplane and how to treat it. So I am the dermaplane queen. I love dermaplaning. I highly believe in that kind of exfoliation.
Does not make the hair grow back thicker.
Doesn't make it grow back thicker, coarser, darker, longer.
I can attest to this.
Yes,
too.
it's basically like when you trim your hair on your head, like it just goes back the same. So it's the same thing with the face. However, when we do dermaplane, we are getting basically a close shave, and sometimes when those little hairs try to poke through, that can cause some congestion. So this, again, is another reason we really want to be using a retinoid. If you're using a retinoid, you should not have any problems with breakouts post-dermaplane. I dermaplane every single one of my patients, but also every single one of my patients is on a retinoid. I don't ever have a problem. You might every blue moon have someone who just doesn't do well with it, but that's like anything. But if you're using a retinoid, you should not have any problems. So if you've already had the dermaplane and you're breaking out post, get yourself on a retinoid stat, and it should help get it out.
Good.
How to get rid of melia. So melia.
I don't even know what that is.
Yes, I was gonna say, for those of you that don't know what melia is. So have you ever seen a little white bump on your face that's hard and it's under the skin, and you try to pick at it, but you can't get anything out? That's a milia. So milia is just basically keratin, dead skin cells, just kind of stuck under the skin. People are either prone to them, or if you exfoliate a lot and like use a lot of it, you know, retinoids, it can tighten your pores so much that sometimes you can get those. Super easy to remove. Usually I recommend you come to like an esthetician to do it. But we just use a little lancet and remove it that way. There's really no other way to remove it. You can squeeze at it all day long. It will not come out unless you break the skin. And you want to break the skin carefully so that it doesn't, you know, cause any scabs or anything like that. But when it's removed properly, it's super quick. I struggle with redness on my cheeks. Is there a good product that helps to get rid of that? Okay, so redness on the cheeks is really, really common. It's usually kind of the cheek, the nose, sometimes the chin. Your skin can be kind of red. It can also be a little dry and flaky. Sometimes you can get a few little breakouts, and that is called rosacea. Rosacea is very, very common, and it's on a spectrum, which means you can have some very minor indications that you have rosacea, like a little bit of flushing, to major indications of rosacea where you're flushing, you've got little breakouts, a lot of dryness and patchiness. In my opinion, the best way to get rid of rosacea, or not to get rid of because you can't really get rid of it, but to treat rosacea is IPL. Again, intense pulse light. IPL goes after color in the skin, goes after the red and brown. In this case, it goes after the red, the little blood vessels, pops those little blood vessels, removes the inflammation, and then you're good to go. Usually about 6 months to a year, depending on the person. Another great product for rosacea is the Alto Defense by Skin Better, because there's so many calming ingredients in that product. So I would say either one of those. That's usually what I recommend. And then you want to have an appropriate skincare regimen for your skin, but that's where you really want to work with someone who can look at your skin to see exactly what you need.
Oh, cool. I know, because I used to have, like, I mean, not even rosacea, but just
Most people have some redness.
Redness, yeah.
Just like that ruddiness.
Helped a lot.
IPL is the best, you guys. It's everyone can, not everyone. If you're, if your skin's too dark, you can't. But if you're a fits 1 to 3, maybe some low 4s, you can definitely do IPL and it'll even out your skin tone really beautifully.
Last question.
This will really pertain to those of you that are local here in the Phoenix area. How, price-wise for a person looking to get started with me. So when you first come in to see me, usually I like to start with just a basic dermaplane facial. This gives me the opportunity to exfoliate your skin and to also see what's going on with your skin, how reactive you are, if you have congestion, what kind of congestion, sorry.
Oh, no,
and basically, basically just formulate a treatment plan, kind of see what your concerns are, what your budget is, what your timeline is, and just kind of go over everything at that time. Price-wise, we charge $120 for a dermaplane facial. Anything after that, we can talk about, like, what's your budget? How much can you spend today, or how much can you spend on a regular basis? The goal is not just to sell you product. The goal is to make sure that this is something that you can sustain, because with skin, you have to be able to sustain it. So just the $120 to get started, to get you in here, to have me look at your skin, and then we can go from there.
And I can just attest that, like, not even trying to sell you or anything, but it's like the best investment you can make. I mean, just my level of confidence and just, like, you know what I mean? Just having clear skin, and I never thought I'd ever be able to achieve that. And so, I mean, $120 even to get, like, her expertise is, like, crazy.
It's nothing. I was talking to my last patient.
Think of how much you spend on other things. You know what I mean?
She's like, I go to Sephora and I'm just buying whatever because I don't know what to buy.
Yeah.
Of course you don't know what to buy. I wouldn't know what to buy if I went into Sephora.
Yeah.
And she goes, I finally got tired of it, and I'm like, I'm coming to see you and you tell me what to buy. And you end up spending so much less money because you're not going to be tempted to buy anything else. You're going to have your stuff. It's going to work. It's like your medicine for your face. And it's really not that much. The products last you about 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And usually what I like to do with a new patient, honestly, regardless of their budget, I like to slowly incorporate new products, which means you're starting at different times, which means you're refilling at different times. And that usually works the best. But I would say overall, you can really get a solid skincare regimen that works for you for a very affordable price. I mean, if you think about how much we spend on coffee and Target, you know, it's not, I mean, if you're wanting to do more corrective treatments, that can get a little bit pricier, but the skincare products,
I know.
That does
There's
so
ways
much
to
in
be
itself.
creative with the budget. So.
Absolutely, and I am more than happy to help. I have patients of all ages and of all walks of life, so and it's never been an issue to figure it out.
Well, thank you so much. Oh my goodness, she's the best. So follow her if you don't. She's Marieskincare. You'll get a lot of tips from her page too. She gives out a lot of great information. So she's the best. Okay,
thanks.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.